All right, guys, welcome to Beer Time. We are at Second Wind Brewery in Plymouth, Massachusetts. All right, guys, tell us a little bit about this beer here. First one we're going to be doing is the Hot and Hefe. So I'm guessing a Hefeweizen. But first off, let's cheers, and good to see you guys. Last time we were live on Zoom.
Hot and Hefe it's very traditional all around. It's got the nose of banana esters, and you can taste a little of the clove phenolics in the back. So well balanced. If you're a Hefeweizen fan, definitely stands out. We've gotten some great reviews over this beer. It's kind of tough these days with traditional style beers. They don't go over as well as some of the hype beers, but this has been a great one for us. It's good tasting, it's refreshing, it's perfect for this hot weather.
Yeah, and it has been extremely hot over the last couple of weeks, so this is a nice, refreshing, change of pace here. What I noticed right off the bat was that the banana notes that you talked about, but it's really smooth. There's that crisp, and then there's smooth, and this is just smooth all the way through, which is kind of dangerous because I feel like these go down easy and you won't get full.
Yeah, I mean they are intended to be kind of a summertime beer. This one sits, I think, at 5.5%. Not too dangerous, but definitely you can have a few for sure, especially when it's hot.
It's a cousin to our other wheat beers. So Howlin' at the Moon's one of our most popular beers for this, especially for this time of year. Belgian Wit, also wheat beer. We had actually intended pre-COVID, the Hefeweizen was supposed to be a seasonal beer specifically for Tavern on the Wharf. So we've been making a couple restaurants. We make their house beers. We had always thought how great it would be to sit by the water and drink this. So we got the idea. We wanted to test it out. Things have just been a little more complicated in trying to sell wholesale right now. COVID switched us to completely selling in cans, and that's kind of been where we're at since then. We've reopened, but with our social distancing plan, number of tables we have, even on a great night when we're busy with an hour and a half wait, we can only get maybe, if it's groups of 2 and 3, we only have 9 to 10 tables. So for a capacity that's normally 70, we're only serving 30 people. So we're pretty reliant on can sales is the point of what I'm getting at. And with that, we haven't had the ability to sell a lot into restaurants. So we've kind of held this one back. We will release it to a couple of restaurants, but it's been doing well in cans. Like I said, it was intended. Some of these ideas, we have a couple of beers that have just grown out of someone working with somebody else, collab on an idea, and this one we're really happy with the way it came off, and we're looking forward to dropping some off at Tavern on their next order.
You do get that the little bit spice of the clove and that banana, where it's if you're someone who really doesn't like that citrus flavor, then this is something to go after.
Right. It surely it could be complemented with an orange wedge if you so please, but you don't necessarily need it. All the flavors that you get in here are yeast driven as well. It's all byproducts of the yeast. That's why I've always been intrigued with the Hefeweizen style, because it's so yeast forward. We're not throwing banana in there. No, we're not spicing it with clove.
It's just the notes that it's giving off,
yeah,
which is
exactly.
It's really nice. It's very smooth.
Yeah, for us, the wheat beers that have more than half the grist made up of wheat, they're challenging to make. I'm really happy with things on the production side, but the yeast is what really shines. It's what does all the work here. So we get it in the fermenter. The yeast, Hans did a great job. He and Joe, our other brewer. You can kind of dial in those profiles. So some hotter temperatures. One way you go, you get a little more banana. One way you go, you get a little more bubblegum or clove. So that's kind of what we, working with that yeast, it's really dial in, and I'm really, like I said, I keep saying we're really happy with the way this one came out. This could easily be
it's got a great balance to it.
Annual beer for us.
Yeah. Whether you like your Hefes a little more on the banana side, or whether you like them a little more on the clove side, this is a great balance.
Yeah,
this is great. Awesome, guys. Well done.
On to the next one, huh?
Yeah, on to the next one, and this is what I love right now is that you get, like I said, you guys aren't afraid to be a little different. And a lot of places aren't even thinking about doing porters or anything like that right now because it's 100 degrees. But I love dark beers. Like, I prefer dark beers, so I'm excited to try this Good Mourning Blackout. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
I'll talk a little bit about the way how this beer was done. Mourning Blackout was actually is our blackout recipe. We rotate our blackout and do different things with it. We made a coconut blackout, we made Mexican blackout with mole sauce, things like that. Blackout, just the base recipe, is actually brewed with chocolate, vanilla, oats, lactose sugar, all that stuff to really get like a nice hearty, rich, chocolatey kind of stout. So that's why we always do different interpretations of it, such as the coconut blackout. I mean, it's almost like a liquid Mounds Bar, just a little subtle on the coconut, not as strong as a Mounds Bar, but kind of like that. Our Mexican version was literally mole sauce that we made here. Actually, Kenny came back from Arizona with like, I don't remember how many pounds of pasilla chili peppers was pasilla chili peppers.
2 grocery bags.
Yeah. So we actually made a mole sauce in our kettle and took that sauce and then added it to the beer later. So it was a little spicy. It was a little spicy. It had everything you thought like a Mexican mole sauce would be, but in a beer.
We'd actually been planning on doing this beer for almost 2 years. So we talked about working with Guilty. We've done a couple collaborations with our neighbors. So this one, actually, you can see on the can, we've got the Guitar Pedal Shop, which is over at the Music Box over on Court Street. So Dave Ellefson from Megadeth was here with Bumblefoot doing an appearance with Rick Tomasi had set up at the Music Box. And I saw that he had come to town, and like when we brew, we'll always listen to metal, and it's just like the perfect day. I was like,
we used to call him Kenny Metal.
Keggy Metal, yeah.
When he'd clean kegs over at the last brewery we worked at.
So when I heard he was coming to town, I didn't want to be like fanboy, like run down to like they were over at Cabbie Shack. I talked to Rick the next day, and I was like, hey, we know Dave's like Mr. Ellefson is really into coffee, and he has this coffee company. We would love to make a coffee. We've always thought there'd be a great opportunity to make a coffee version of Blackout. So not only did he reach out to him and talk to him and his manager, and they were on board with it, but he said, I really think you should call it something like Good Morning Black Coffee, or Good Morning, like. Yeah. And so we said, well, the base beer is Blackout. So the beer was named.
It was couldn't be more perfect.
Handed us the name, gave us the nod to use. So we're using Roast in Peace, his signature premium dark roast blend.
That's awesome.
Or coffee, I don't have to blend. That we then, again, trying to understand like, well, we've never made coffee beer. We reached out to a couple friends of ours, like our favorite other coffee beer, Coffee Pale Ale, Mr. Breeze from Untold, to reach out to Kyle and said like, how do you make that? What do you recommend? And recognize like we had to do this from scratch, where they partner with a local coffee roaster. So the guys were just like, let's be bold. Let's just buy a ton of this stuff. We'll cold steep it in the fermenter and hope that we get the right the number of fines and things like that will just fall out, and we won't be serving a beer full of coffee grains. And then we just tried it after a couple days, a week or so.
We did 40.
Don't give away all the secrets.
Well, we tested it on the daily, and then I think it was only 2 days or something like that. We ended up being like, this is fire. It's got great coffee character to it. I mean,
Yeah, it's very
You
like
taste
in
the
the front
coffee.
end, it's at those chocolate notes and everything in the front end, and then like at
Chocolate's
the end, it's just that rich coffee
Yeah.
flavor at the
Yeah.
end.
And chocolate's a key piece of Blackout in
the base
general.
ingredients.
And we do use baker's chocolate in the beer itself, so it definitely has chocolate in there. So we always get a nice chocolate character to this beer. And then with the extra added vanilla and coffee, it just comes out to be just a great like breakfast beer.
I appreciate you guys, letting us come in and
So
have a couple
anytime.
beers with you guys, and can't wait to see what you guys, do in the future.
I know this is what we planned on doing, but do you have time for one more?
Yeah, let's do one more. Let's pour them out.
Why not?
If you guys want to see that, you'll have to catch it next time on Beer Time.